So continuing with the linear function quiz from April 18th, let's look at question 6. Write a function rule given the following ordered pairs. Circle your answer. Okay, so we're given 4 points here. Now remember, it's x, y. This is the format, right? So in order to get a linear function, we need at least 2 points. We don't need any more than 2 points. She gave us 4 points here, so it's up to us to figure out which ones we want to use. So let's take a look at this. Now remember the y-intercept. What's the definition of the y-intercept? Where does it cross the y-axis when x is 0? Look at this right here. We already know that here, that they gave us the y-intercept. The y-intercept is minus 2 with an x of 0, minus 2, that's the y-intercept. So that right there is B. So we already have a point given that already gives us the y-intercept. So that part is easy. So now we're going to have to pick a second point to figure out what the slope is. And remember, we work on the graph from an x perspective, we work left to right. So it looks like this point right here is to the right of this point here. So let's use those two. And if you remember, we can get the slope by subtracting the y's, now working right to left. So we take 6 minus a minus 2, and then we're going to take the 8 minus the 0. So this is really 6 plus 2. This equals 8. 8 minus 0 is 8. So now we know we just solve for the slope. And what's the slope? The slope is 1. So let's write this. Y equals mx plus b. So we calculated the slope here. So y equals, the slope is 1, so that's just x. And then where did we get the y-intercept? It was over here, which was a minus 2. So here's the rule. Y equals mx plus b. Now let's go ahead and solve this using one of these other 2 points. Let's just use this one here. So now y is minus 7. Equals x is minus 5, and then we have here in the equation minus 2, so let's see if this works. Does minus 7 equal minus 7? Yep, it works. Let's check this other point just to be sure. So we have y is a minus 3 equals mx, the m is, here we go, x is minus 3. X is the 1. X is the 1. So we have a minus x minus 2. So this equals minus 3 equals minus 3. So it worked. So let's look at number 7. So we have 3 points. We only need 2 of them. Again, this would be easy because right here we already know the y-intercept. When x is 0, we know that the y-intercept is going to be 3. But let's pretend that this didn't exist. So let's go ahead and use these other 2 points, and I'll show you if you don't have the easy solution by giving a point that's 0, to determine the y-intercept, let's look at these other 2 points. So what do we know from these 2 points? We can work left to right, so x is 1 over here, x is 2 over here, so this is already left to right. So how do we write the slope for this? We can do minus 1, minus 1. Now the x's, 2 minus 1. Let's solve this. We get a minus 2 over 1, so our slope is going to be minus 2. So what do we have in the equation so far? Y equals mx plus b. Well, so far we know that this is a minus 2, so what we don't know yet is that. But we have a partial equation here, so let's write it. Y equals minus 2x. We don't know what b is yet, but we have 2 points here that we can use. So let's use this point right there to solve this. So we know y is a 1. If we know that x is a 1, this becomes a minus 2. And now we can solve for b. So that means b equals, we need to move this minus 2 over here. So that becomes a positive 2. So now we have 1 plus 2, that equals 3. So b equals 3. Let's use this other point to solve for it. So we have y equals minus 2x plus b. Remember, we solved for the slope over here. So now the y equals a minus 1, so we have a minus 1. X equals a 2. When you put a 2 in here, this becomes minus 4 plus b. So we move the 4 over here, we get b equals minus 4 becomes a positive 4, and then we have minus 1. B solves for 3. So b equals 3. So we proved this out a few different ways. And over here, we already knew the y-intercept was 3. So how do we write the linear equation? Y equals, remember our slope over here was a minus 2, minus 2x plus b. What was b? b was 3. There's our equation right there. Let's solve it just to make sure by using this point right here, the 0 and the 3. So let's solve that with this point. So what do we have? Y is a 3 equals x with a 0. This becomes a 0 plus 3. We have 3 equals 3. That works. This was your answer right there. A slope was minus 2. Your y-intercept was plus 3.